Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. All right, we have switched out one Crilley for another Crilley. We went Jeff Crilley, who has some important meetings today, but we're so glad that we were able to borrow his time for a little bit. Dallas Crilley, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. I know we haven't been on set together in a while. It's so fun.
Too long.
The brother-sister dynamic is always great. I mean, it's not just that we're like the boss's kids. Like, we are experts. Like, we know some stuff, right, Josh?
Yes.
Yes,
I
we need someone to vouch for. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She's like, okay. So either way, thank you for joining us. You are the head of digital marketing, our digital strategist. Today, we're talking all things our favorite topic, video marketing.
Absolutely.
And so I led with, hey, is video marketing, using the power of video, the expectation within all of the industries, all of the businesses that we work with? If you don't have a video, are you considered like outdated? Are they going to go with a competitor that's able to tell their story? Or is it something that sets you apart? Now, Dad, Jeff Crilley, if you guys are just now tuning in, had a very serious stance on, okay, it is the expectation to have a video, but be the host of your own show, and that will set yourself apart. And so then we talked a little bit more about, how to host your own show with Real News, and we would love to work with you. Either way, Dallas, video marketing, is it the expectation to use the power of video? And I guess across what platforms and what way is the expectation? Let's go to a little bit more granular on how to use the power of video in terms of, if you're not using the power of video, are you behind the mark?
Absolutely. So I think it's both. It's both the expectation and it sets you apart. But more than anything, I'd see it as content. I mean, you're expected to have content on your website, across your social media. And one of my favorite ways to use video is to start with video, and then it's amazing all the types of content that you can actually pull out of that. So you can't have a website without text content, without pictures, and without video. So why not start with a video and use that as an idea for blog posts, use that as an idea for pictures. You can take stills from the pictures, and you can use it as a high quality video.
Very well said. Okay, let's go to Trevor. Way back machine. Let's go all the way back in the very beginning of Trevor and starting your business. What was your first video? When did you get on board with using video? Can you remember that far back? It was so long. You were like an early adopter.
Well, and I will say that video, there's a reason why a lot of people aren't on video, and it's the fear of video, right? It's the fear of judgment, the fear of other people's opinions.
Did you have that?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. Yeah, public speaking is the number one fear in the world, right? People are worried about what is the world going to view of me if they see me on this video. And so that's something that is a big obstacle that people have to overcome. And it was for me. But I remember watching pastor of my church, Pastor Joel Scribner, and he was making these daily videos in his car. And he had, the camera in his car, and he was driving around making
safely, of course.
Safely, yes, watching the road. And he was making these daily videos, and they were so inspiring and encouraging. And it was very natural because you're just in this natural environment of your vehicle, right? And he was just driving around and talking and having a conversation. And I thought, man, that's really cool. I like the way he's doing that. I could totally do that. And it was a comfortable place because it's quiet. There's no one around you. It's just yourself. And
maybe you're driving around the parking lot, because I think if you get really in that mode, I mean, what if you got in a wreck?
I did have people comment, and they said on my videos, and they were like, that's so dangerous, this, that, and the other. And I said, but watch my eyes. I never look at the camera. The camera's over here. It's just like having your navigation system.
Or talking to your best friend sitting next to you, maybe.
Or Bluetooth.
Right.
Yep.
You're having a conversation on Bluetooth. I was just having a conversation in the car talking to myself about whatever it was.
Give me an example. What were you talking about? I mean, did you have like a content calendar? Were you thinking that far ahead? Or were you just like, what I felt like that day?
I'm just one of those people that I already talk to myself in the car anyways. I have a thought that hits my head, and I practice, because, conversations and what I do is speaking. And so, I will practice a lot in my car about what I'm wanting to talk about. And so ideas would just come to my head, and I would just make these videos, and then I posted them raw.
I love that. Like real raw, off the cuff. So for inspiring anybody, just use your phone that hopefully has video capabilities, and it doesn't have to be perfectly rehearsed.
Nope.
Right?
No, it didn't. And it just got me more comfortable. And then from there, it was like one step. I remember the first time I got interviewed, I was getting recognized for some of the work I was doing in the community. They brought me in to an interview and I was terrified. You should see that. I was like,
Wait.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
We need to find that clip.
It was just awful. I was terrified, but I left on a high. I was like, oh, we got to do this. This is amazing. And so that's what led to us going to KVGI Studios about 5 years ago. And
so we're in 2022 now.
yep.
So from you in the car recording yourself, just having authentic conversations with yourself that you were posting, what did that do for you and your business? And did that land you that interview? I mean, I'm kind of wondering how long ago that was versus getting the gig of being a guest on the show.
Probably about 6 month period of doing, consistent video that you start to get recognized. And we find that like I now every day I post a video on social media every single day, right?
You do?
Every day. Yeah. There's a video.
On your like personal page or your business page?
All pages.
Really?
Like there's a video that goes out every single day on and that's the power of doing podcasting. Video podcasting is you can record a long form and chop it up into a million pieces. So it's actually very, very easy to do a video a day, right?
Right.
Like when you say a video a day, that sounds difficult. It's not. Record one episode like this and chop it up in a million pieces. And so you can do a video a day, but it brings opportunities to you. People start to view you and see you and recognize you as the thought leader and the expert. And all of a sudden, speaking gigs open, all of a sudden you're getting opportunities, jobs even, lots of stuff happens.
Josh, share with us a little bit more about your background, radio meets video with Real News, and also just kind of a behind the scenes of what your mindset was when you became a radio host.
Yeah, so I did morning show radio for 13 years, always no cameras and radio, so I was in sweatpants and a t-shirt, and I loved it. I worked 5 or 6 hours and goofing around on a microphone, so I had a fun time doing that. When I came here, we were doing video podcasting, which I'll be honest, 13 years. I was at iHeart here in Dallas. Any given time, they said my audience was 250,000 people. That was the audience that was tuned in. It didn't faze me, didn't bother me. I wasn't worried about it.
And again, for the listeners that of course know you and remember you, what time were you getting up in the morning?
I was getting up around 4 a.m., 5 a.m. every day, getting in the studio by 6.
What time would you go to bed?
I had a really horrible sleeping habit. I went to bed about 1.
Josh Hart.
Yeah, it's not great for your heart, allegedly.
Oh my God.
But I would go to bed about 12 o'clock or 1 and then get up at 4 and then come home at around noon and nap until 5. And then be up again when my wife was off of her work, and then we'd be up until midnight and then go back to bed. So I was getting like 4 or 5 and 3, 4 and 4.
I'm guessing you don't miss that. Not that you love working here.
No, I do miss the afternoon naps. Those were great. But no, I don't miss that work, that lifestyle, all the stuff. Like I was on vacation and randomly getting a phone call saying, "Hey, your station's gone. You'll hear more when you come back from vacation."
No kidding. Oh, I didn't hear the story.
I'm like in Europe, and I don't know if I have a job when I get back. I don't know. They said, "Don't worry about it." But I don't know what "don't worry about it" means.
What year was this?
This was 2017, right before the year I came here. So when I did come back, I did have a job, but it was on. I went from like alt rock alternative, the Edge, to Star, which was like a Michael Bolton kind of, which isn't wrong. I love Michael Bolton, but I just didn't. I was just tired. I was tired of being in the industry, tired of all that stuff. So when I came here, we were just starting off. You had just started the podcasting program here, and we were like trying to prove to Jeff that the program was worth funding.
Right.
And so it was like bubblegum and duct tape, trying to make it all work together. We did. Yeah. And so then, building one studio, then it was trial and error, buying a whole bunch of small stuff. Does this work? Does that work? We were buying $3,000 cameras. We were buying $500 cameras and seeing which camera worked the best on which device. And at that time we only had like 4 or 5 clients. So we had the time to trial and error and shoot stuff. We had our own show, the lunch break show, that occasionally got me in trouble because I forgot that I wasn't on the rock station anymore. But we kind of going back and forth and doing all those kind of things. And I think over the last 5 years, we have a really good foundation for what works best in the world that we have it. I think one of the most common mistakes that people make when they go, "Hey, I want to have a studio like Jeff Crilley's studio," is they go out and they spend 40, 50 grand on tech. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to do all that stuff. You can easily buy simple things that work together that give you a great product that look phenomenal. And luckily we had the 4 years and Jeff's bank account to make that work and then to be able to do all that.
Yes, he is 100% owner and has invested a lot of money in these beautiful quality studios that are broadcast quality. I mean, can you blame him though? Like spending 25 years in news, he definitely has a preference of it's got to look like TV news of what he's accustomed to. And so when he had bought a show on 1190 and we did every Saturday, it was a 1 hour show. We had the cameras and it just never looked the way that we wanted to. We bring in the lights and Chris Gambari from our team did a great job, but it was like, you know, carpet on the walls. And it was just, I was thinking about bringing in props. But again, in like the live radio world, it was 3, 2, 1, action. And we were like the weird ones that brought video equipment in there. So we had like barely time to get in there. Anyways, so we ended up building out studios and it's great. So back to my question though, Josh Hart.
That's
so
a question.
a little bit, but that's okay because that's like this informal conversation that I threw you guys in the studio here and I was like, let's talk about the future of video marketing. When you joined our team and we started to build out the video studios part because it was a little tension between what sounded good in terms of your trained ear and also the look and the aesthetic of the show to not look like, hey, this is a radio show, but it's got to be cool and hip and funky and fresh. And, you know, a funny story that I share is like these studios here, like even a year ago, we were talking about Jeff wants glass. We want glass everywhere. We want to see outside. And so we actually built out a full glass studio, almost like a little fishbowl studio. And Josh was like, it's not gonna sound great. And we're like, no, but then you can't see in of what's going on in this like feel, and you know.
Those are by far our biggest fights. Sorry, our biggest
spirited conversations.
Is I am my radio background. You know, 13 years. I got heavy into engineering and sound and editing, all that kind of stuff. I'm very big on the way things look, feel, sound, operate. And Jeff is also into those things, but he's also into how they look and feel. And when someone walks in, do they go and look around, which is also important. To me, it's less important than the way things look. So those like the fishbowl studio or how much glass we put in or whether we can sound dampen certain things or the size of windows, the size of different stuff. Those are all things that we would have disagreements about because I wanted it to sound and be able to control the light. Like Jeff loves these lights back here, which, don't get me wrong, looks phenomenal. But when you're trying to combat the sun for light,
there's a lot of obstacles with having the outside in. Okay, rapid fire, hot question, hot take. Ready? What is more important? Should you lead with in mind if you're doing a DIY studio build out within your own house or maybe your office? Video quality or audio quality? Should you sacrifice one for the other? Trevor Houston, because you've done this before.
Definitely audio, lead with audio. And the reason is because how many times have you watched a video that's been shot on someone's cell phone that's not the best quality, right? But if it has good audio, you'll pay attention and you'll watch it, right? We do it all the time. However, right, if something is great video and it's beautiful on video, however, the audio is really, really bad, you'll go to the next one. You'll skip, you're on. Like the video quality, the audio has to be great. It just does. So
I'm going to counter that with, I think it's video. I think you need to lead with video. Like we're live streaming on my phone right now. It's not going to be the best audio, guys, but it would be interesting to see if they're engaged in this or not based on the content. So that's my quick trick question. I didn't even give you guys both a chance to ask, but I was just going to give you my opinion. I think it's based on the content. If you have okay audio, I think it could probably at least lead into, right?
Again, I think you're both right. As long as the audio, you can hear it, it doesn't have like horrible, like you're not, doesn't have this sound going on. Like as long as it's not that, I think you're fine. The key is to not be taken out of the content. That's the key. And so if there's a distraction or something that takes you out, whether it's the bad video or the bad audio, if it takes you out of the presentation, then it's a deal breaker.
Okay, so now I'm gonna side with you. Okay, now I'm Team Trevor.
Now that I said what I said, you're gonna go against me.
Okay, because I just had like a thought bubble. If it's for your business and you want to be thought professionally and presented in the most professional manner, I mean, audio's got to be, it's got to be both, right?
Well, I'll give you an example. So, all right, I did this video and it's a DIY video, right? But I've got a 4K camera in my office and it looks good. I make a good setup, right? So I've got a good setup. Everything looks amazing. I have a professional microphone, right? And a mixer and the whole nine.
What is it? Professional microphone. We're geeking out.
Oh.
Sure.
I
Audio
can't-
Technica.
No, I can't remember the brand. You're throwing me on the
Something
spot.
good, something
But anyway, I got the setup, right? So I got the setup.
Yeti, not.
And it wasn't turned on. The audio, the microphone wasn't turned on. So I do this entire presentation. The audio is still being recorded. However, it's being recorded from my webcam camera, which was pushed in my computer. Okay, so it was very. You could hear it. You could hear what I was saying. You didn't. It just did not sound great, and it just kind of like ruined the whole thing. Right? Great video.
Absolutely.
The audio was not great.
Terrible. Yes.
It was like I was in a closet.
Let's bring you in. So in terms of video marketing strategy, should it be a healthy balance of the in your car, off the cuff kind of grassroots, this is my phone and I'm walking through the parking lot and I'm talking about something really important and so it's gonna, interrupt the news feed and it's gonna be attention grabbing. What is they talking about? I mean, he's walking through a parking lot. I should tune in. I know this guy. Or a polished, clean, beautiful video like this one. What do you suggest? Is it a careful balance of both? All in on one, all in on the other? What do you
Yeah, I think you
advise?
definitely need both.
Really?
There
Why?
is an advantage to having the kind of homemade, just holding my iPhone look to it because it's authentic.
Mhm.
And now more than ever, authenticity is what's selling things.
Yep.
But you can't really move to the next level only doing that. At some point, you have to step things up and make it more professionally produced.
So maybe you're walking through the parking lot into your professional podcast studio, and here's what we're talking about today.
Sure. And I'd say more than anything, just do it. If everyone has an iPhone, just
Bingo.
do it. You need to have a minimum level of audio and video quality.
Well, look at
but
TikTok.
there's nothing stopping you. Yeah.
Look at TikTok. A lot of people are doing videos off of their phone
Oh, yeah.
and going viral,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because of that authenticity and the funny moments that you can capture off the cuff,
Yep.
right? That, this is great, but it sometimes can create that polished, can create that, right?
Yep.
A little too rehearsed.
Could be.
Yeah.
We were
But-
not rehearsed for this.
But there is a place for both. There
Yeah.
absolutely is a place for both. When people see this, it builds credibility and authority, and it is next level. So, I agree.
Absolutely.
What do you
Place for
think,
both.
Josh?
I'm trying. I remember the guys that did the car stuff. A lot of guys do the car. And there was a client we used to have here. He would do the cowboy stuff in his car downstairs and do videos. And he went viral doing
What's
that.
the cowboy stuff?
He had a cowboy hat on. It was
Oh,
like
yeah. Chad Prather.
Yeah, Real Talk with Chad Prather, whatever it was. I'm not sure why I did the East Texas voice, but that's not what he sounds like at all.
Chad, if you're watching.
Yeah,
Chad, we love you,
please don't
Chad.
hurt me.
We love you, Chad.
But I think like that's what made him viral. And he didn't
Yeah.
have professional video. He didn't have that. So I think it matters who your audience is.
Okay.
Like for instance, if you were doing like really like in-depth and fast action video and you're gonna get a lot of young people who love those kind of things. And that's really cool. It's put together really well. I could see you put a thought behind it. You had a storyboard and a brand, and you're gonna get a certain audience.
Okay.
But you're gonna lose my
All right, rapid
parents.
fire then. You'll say, what would we say? Like the social media, user generated, your own, what would we call that blanket? Like non-professional versus professional.
Again, it's not that. It's like knowing your brand. If you know your brand, I know who you're targeting, then you do tailored videos to match your audience.
So-
The churchgoers were people who wanted to see him be authentic. And he could have done a professional on stage, taken a lot of time, and the ROI wouldn't have been worth it for him. So knowing your brand, if you're trying to get people from a certain demographic, I'm going back to my parents. The video in the car is much more authentic for them than some highly produced. But you won't get half of our team members to engage with you if that's all you're doing every single day.
Okay, so let me give you some industries. Real estate agents, go. What should they do?
Phone.
Phone, really?
Yeah, if they're talking to you, phone. If they're showing a house, it needs to be cool.
Okay. What about funeral director?
Funeral director.
Well, I mean, they need to market that they have this service, right? Of course, during the grieving process, the whole thing. Like, what do you think? Professional or a little bit more homemade? Or both?
I would say professional.
Yeah, professional B-roll.
Yeah, I don't think you want your guy like, what's up, TikTok?
Yeah.
it's Dr. Death in the building. Yeah, I don't think you want
We're
that.
so sorry, all the haters in the comments of Josh's
I don't think you want.
non-sensitivity. Okay, let's do another one. Maybe insurance.
Professional.
Professional. Why? You want your insurance agent to?
Know, like, and trust.
Yes. Well, I mean, right?
Trust is what you're selling, and so it's the know, like, and trust factor.
Doctor, surgeon.
Professional.
Professional.
Why?
I don't want my doctor in the car like being like, oh, you know what? Sometimes I want him to be like very polished in a chair with like a
Really?
nice
See,
background.
I like a mix of both because I want to see my doctor just hanging out with the kids. Like,
I don't. I want to be like, if you're not operating on me or giving me stuff, you're you're reading a book and learning about the procedures to do. I want you to be a man of knowledge, and I don't want to know what your son did at
Dallas,
T-ball.
city official.
Ooh, that one's got to be professional, just because they're held much more accountable, and so they pretty much have to have things at least a little bit scripted.
Employee at Target.
Are they starting their own thing?
Yes.
TikTok.
Then I mean, I'd say they would start with their phone, and
I think
guess
they
it
go
just depends.
all in professional because maybe they're wanting to start their podcasting
Well,
career.
here's the thing: is
Couldn't it lead to opportunities?
there's a place for both.
there is, and at the end of the day, this is communication, right? It's a medium. It's how you're able to communicate, right? And so, if you are good at communicating and you are polished at communicating, I don't think it really matters necessarily, right? It does. Sometimes the polished can take away, and sometimes the polished can add to. Right? Because again, the authenticity of just a video off the cuff, right? So there's pros and cons to both. And I think that a balanced approach actually will help you in the long run.
It's
Definitely.
similar to like your attire. Like if you're going in for a job interview and you're dressed like me,
Great,
great
analogy.
Some people may go, oh my gosh, okay, he's down to earth. He's the guy that likes to get in there and get it done. You're dressed like Dallas, nice jacket, nice button up. They go, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. He came prepared for the party, So, but again,
What are we wearing today, Dallas? Sport the
well, it's Gucci
business
and
casual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Gucci loafers.
people put assumptions to what they see. They put assumptions to who you are, what you do. So again, it goes back to you can do one, you can do the either, you can do both. The key is you're going to hit some, you're going to miss some. But as long as you're consistent and you're doing content and it's authentic, you're never going to strike out.
All right, so for those of you that want to learn more about video marketing, shameless plug, we are going to be at Video Marketing World, and we are so excited because we have a lot to learn. I mean, we are professionals in the space, though I can't wait to learn from other experts in the field. And it's something about like team camaraderie of you're making content, we're making content. We have the service to do that, the vehicle to be able to do that, and those content creators there. I mean, it's just so cool. And I have not been to Video Marketing World. I mean, I saw your face all over everything because you were the MC and all the things influencer related with Video Marketing World. Tell us all about Trevor because this is coming this year, October 2022.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited about it, Video Marketing World, and it's a conference that's going to teach you, not only, the importance of video marketing. I think we all talked about that here today. You need video, right? But how? What's the strategy? What should you be doing? What equipment should you buy, right? All of these different things, because people, they understand it. I need to be on video, but what next, right? And so this conference is going to teach you how to do it yourself, right? If you want to learn how to do it yourself. And you're going to learn, if that's you and you want to do it yourself, you're going to learn how to skip the trial and error stages that most people go through because you're learning from the experts who have already been there, done that, made the mistakes, right? And so you're getting to leverage their time and their mistakes, and that way you don't have to make the same pitfalls, right? They're going to show you what's working today, what's actually doing and working today. But also, what we're really excited about is to show people, hey, you know what? Maybe you're not the do-it-yourself kind of guy. Maybe you do need to hire a professional team. Maybe time is of the essence, right? Time is money. And so if you're able to just walk into a facility like this and become the rock star overnight, right? There's a place for that too. And so I think it's going to be an amazing conference. You're going to get to see multiple ways to do this, right? There is multiple ways to do this.
I love this conference, and I have not attended yet, but we were on a call with Scott, and I just adore him. I mean, his thought leadership and what he has brought to the video industry is just so cool. Shout out to Scott. We can't wait to have you in the studio, by the way, so we can't wait to pick your brain of all the things coming up as a preview coming soon with Video Marketing World. And with that being said, there's just this conference, you're going through every track together. It's like everybody's in the same room, and you know how we just went to Podcast Movement.
Yep.
Loved Podcast Movement, by the way. It was awesome. But we were a little overwhelmed. We're like, oh my gosh, 3 floors. Which session do you want to go? Divide and conquer, go. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that we, had the afterwards to be able to watch it afterwards, but then also kind of catch up to what everybody else is doing. But I think that the networking ability and the family and team camaraderie that you have next to each other and meeting people at conferences is awesome. And this really lends to that.
This conference is big enough to make an impact, but small enough to make the relationships. Literally, I love this conference. I mean, you're probably going to have, 300, 400, 500 people there, right? It's not thousands like Podcast Movement was overwhelming. It was amazing, but I felt overwhelmed. And I know this, and I've been doing this for a long time. I felt overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I don't know, and I'm missing out.
We were both like,
okay,
we've got our maps. Like, this is Disney World for the podcast world. And we're
podcast
like looking.
Movement was next level, and I got FOMO. I'm like, I'm missing, what am I not learning right now? And I'm missing out, right? With this, you're going to be able to really pay attention, really focus, get all of it, get the whole picture, learn from start to finish. If you're brand new to video, this is for you. If you've been doing video for years, this is for you. If you're wanting to outsource your video, this is for you too. This is a conference that's going to teach you how to make money. Ultimately, that's what you got to get an ROI on this stuff. How do you make money? How do you create a business? How do you generate leads and generate opportunities using the power of video? And so that's what this conference is, and I'm really excited about it.
Dallas, share with me a little bit about just overall what you think is video trends or something that's here to stay, and also what the future is for video.
Absolutely. So there's definitely more of a trend towards the short form videos. I mean, TikTok is becoming more and more dominant. And so I think a big topic of discussion is going to be how to incorporate those into your business strategy. We have clients all the time, even now, asking us, how do we use TikTok? How do we use TikTok? So I have no doubt they're going to be focusing on that quite a bit. But then, how do you take a customer through a journey through your videos? That can be done if you map it out. And so there is a place for video in everyone's marketing mix. It's just a question of how do you best implement that.
All right, final thoughts, Josh.
Yes, whether you think you know all, just like what he was saying, this is a good place to go and get resources to find out, things. We learn stuff weekly, monthly, yearly here from people who come in. They ask questions. Most of the time, it's Trevor. How can we push this? How can we change this? And it's our attitude going, hey, let's get in there. Let's figure this stuff out. We've had several clients that have always asked a question that we didn't know the answer to. So this is a place to go where there's going to be a lot of people there who may know a key that you don't know, or even I always like a door that actually leads to a question that you get to figure out the answer to. So no matter, just like what they're saying, no matter what your experience level is, this is a perfect place to go, network, find people. You're going to find that this industry is really welcoming, and it's also really inviting. We have, we share our stuff all the time with people who call and ask questions. Hey, can we borrow this? How does this work? Yeah, so we're all very giving of our time and of our knowledge. We just want everyone to succeed. So this is a great place to come, network, meet people, and I can't wait to see you guys there.
So excited. Okay, and then we've got a coupon code that we're going to put here in the body of the text and also here. And then you guys cut over to them, and then Josh, and here's
everyone but Dallas.
Okay,
coupon code.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
And on the screen, coupon code.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. And again, for more information about public relations, visit realnewspr.com. That's REALNEWSPR.com. And also to host your very own show with broadcasting professionals, check out launchashow.com. And also for some of the content that we have with our clients, it's realnewscn.com. All of these amazing websites that you should check out. And also Video Marketing World as well. We'll see you guys next time.